Everybody, welcome to the Mindless Motivation Show. I'm Nate Catanus. I'm your thought leader. I'm your motivational speaker.
I'm Kevin.
It's amazing. It's amazing how the landscapers show up. You know what? Is that the Garden Rebel from Florida? He came out here to do some landscaping while we do a video shoot. You know what? It's really nice of you to do that. It's just the timing is a little awkward because we're trying to shoot a video and we appreciate it. I can't say that we don't appreciate it though. It's the middle of November in Chicago. There's really no reason to do that right now. There's no leaves to blow, okay? There's no land escape.
If he's trying to be Mary Poppins, blow it straight up into your
What does
umbrella.
that even mean?
If you blow it straight up into your umbrella, you can take off like Mary Poppins. It's like a backwards sail.
I feel like this whole fucking thing's falling apart.
Why? This is fine.
We got the landscaper outside, the garden rebel, the garden gnome, and we've got you making leaf blower sounds.
I'm trying
talking
to
about
communicate with
Mary,
it so it
Mary
goes away.
Poppins.
But I'm talking to the leaf blower. If I was talking to a person, I'd say, hey, could you please stop? That's
Can
inconvenient.
you hear that?
Yeah, we can hear it.
Can they hear it though?
You know what? Maybe if we put the earphones on like they do have at the airport.
Earphones?
Yeah, because they talk to themselves at the airport. You know, when they're throwing bags and they've got their earphones on.
Kevin, sometimes there's the voice inside your head and there's the voice that you use to speak out loud with words.
Yeah.
And you don't always have to, they don't always have to be the same. Sometimes you let the voice inside your head just speak and just let it be there. And you don't have to say words out loud all the time about everything that you think. Because some of the things you say are insane. I feel like, how many leaves are even out there right now? How many, like...
You should tell him. You should tell him to leave you alone. Huh? Come on, man.
That's actually
Yeah,
pretty
that's
good.
good.
That's actually pretty good.
Leave me alone. Ah! I can take care of him if you
Yeah,
want to go.
no, yeah, take care of him. Get him some coffee.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, I'll go to
Get
his
him some
house.
tea.
I'll go to his house and I will destroy his person.
Yeah, so the other
Do you
question
want me to do that for you?
What?
I won't take him and I'll make him disappear. I'll disappear him. That's what I'm
No,
saying. Like, we'll go
what
to
does
the
that even
airport.
mean?
I'll put him in a bag. I'll send him to my cousin who lives in the Philippines and I'll make him disappear.
You have a cousin in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No.
I don't want you to
I'll
do
put him in a
that.
bag because if you FedEx him, you can get arrested. But if I,
We'll use UPS. We don't use FedEx. We have a UPS account.
I'll use that. I'll wrap.
No,
I'll
don't
wrap,
use that.
And they'll be like, boy, that's a really big rug.
Are you gonna take a phone call?
I'm gonna
You
kill
wanna try
him.
to take a phone call to the leaf blower?
Don't kill him right now. Yeah. We've got a caller. I know that the landscaping is out, but this is how raw this show is.
Okay, you're live.
Who do we got on the line? Who are we talking to there?
Paul? Matt.
Matt. What's your question, sir?
I feel like what's holding me back in life is struggling with depression. How do I cure depression?
How do you cure depression? You've dealt with that before. When we were with that lady and she said, I'm so sad. And you said,
Go home.
yeah, you said, go home.
Let's go home. Yeah. Well, Kevin, what's your take on this?
My mom always said, get over it. And so that seemingly has worked.
I don't know if it has. What was the word you used? Depressed? Depression?
Depressed.
When you're feeling depressed, right? It's a pressure that we have. We're feeling like pressed down. You're being pressed down by the weight of the world in gravity, right? So gravity is something that affects all of us, all of humanity. Isn't that interesting? Some of us are feeling depressed, yet all of us are affected by gravity. And we feel depressed, being held down by that physical force. Well, it is a force that we're all fighting against on every single day of our life, every single minute of our lives. And we have to find a way to fight back. But not all of us have the tools. Matt here doesn't have the tools to fight back, okay? He's sitting there, he's thinking, man, it's really hard to get out of bed, and there's gravity just sitting on his chest. So we have to give him the tools to do that. The first tool, the first technique that I always like to start with when I'm trying to get out of bed is I will just literally sit up. Because you can't stand up before you sit up.
Nope.
That might be one of the things that, is that something that's happening, Matt? You're standing up first?
Sure. I am skipping that step. I'm usually
Yeah. Yeah, so there we go. So
Solved.
So let's start there. So we have to start before we finish. We have to sit up before we stand up. So go ahead and start sitting up first. See what happens. See if that gets you to a place where then you can stand up after that. You know, when we count, let's use numbers as an analogy.
Okay.
An analogy. And I say analogy. When I say analogy, you say analogy, I say analogy, I say analogy. You know, you say potato, I say potato, right?
I say French fries.
So numbers. Let's use numbers. So
6.
That's a great example. 6 is a number that we could use. Do you count 6, 7, 8? Or do you count 6, 8, 7?
What was the choices?
6, 7, 8,
Yeah.
or 6, 8, 7. When you're counting up from 6 to 8, in what order do you count?
Usually 7, 2, 8, 8, 7, up.
Okay, well, that's not a good example.
So, I mean, I guess it really depends on where I'm standing.
You know what? You're ruining the whole analogy.
I'm sorry. I know I'm really trying
Yeah, okay. Shh. Matt, I think you understand what we're trying to say here.
eat your feelings.
I think I do.
And so how you feel now?
I feel like I'm gonna try a couple things. I'm gonna try what you said with sitting up. I feel like I have options now.
Perfect. He's off the phone now. He can't.
Solved. You just solved another person.
I wanted, and that's the kind of stuff that you're going to experience on this show is that you're going to call in.
Yeah.
Your friends are going to be watching. Your
Solved.
parents are going to be watching.
Solved.
And your problems are going to be solved.
Solved.
That in real time, okay? We don't wait for time to pass. Speaking of time, do we have enough time for a sponsor? Can we roll that in?
I think so.
Why don't you go ahead and, who are our sponsors today, Kevin?
Today we have Johnson Jerky. The best jerky there is.
Really? Those guys got on board?
Yeah, they were nice.
Man. That's great. They probably saw the first episode and they're like, how do I get involved in this?
Yeah.
Right? How do I?
They're like, that guy's a jerky. And then they
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, Johnson Jerky, want to thank you guys for sponsoring this episode. Want to thank Matt from calling in on that was just a traditional phone call, wasn't it? With a phone. Yeah, it wasn't the internet. He didn't call.
We can get a landline for next time.
Yeah, we could do that. Do we have AJ, can we get a landline? We have problem solvers here. And I want to give a shout out to AJ, to Matt, to every single person. I'm going to give a shout out even just to myself, Nate Catanus. All the people, everybody involved in this whole show, I want to give a shout out to right now. Nate Catanus, that's me. We got AJ, who's back there behind the camera. And we've got Matt over here, who's on the phone lines. He's our millennial. He knows all about technology. And that is all of the people that I want to give a shout out to. Okay? So I want to thank you guys all for being involved in this. This whole thing does not run without each and every single one of us involved in this, okay? That's the Mindless Motivation Show for you.